From Tobacco Republic in Loomis, California, the Loomis Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. Hey, welcome back. Scott Robinson with you, here for another episode. And we are gorilla-less. It is the fall of the Planet of the Apes. What happened to Camera Gorilla?
Gorilla had a prior commitment, scout related. So he is off doing his gorilla adventures.
Right.
Speaking of which, we do have SD cards and all that shit and everything, correct?
Yes, boss.
I'm just asking. I saw the little case over there, so
it might be a tad late.
It'd be pretty bad if that was the case, wouldn't it?
I'm just saying, we could stop now and start over.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I need is the gorilla going, I handed you the goddamn case, Fuck, what do you want?
Now, as we do this recording right now, we are, I wouldn't say treat it because that's, kind of not
cruel.
right. No, that's not right. But we've got a scene playing out of the window that's in front of us. This is kind of like a low budget Today Show. If only we had enough fucking fans to stand out and wave at us and put signs up and tell us where they're from. But we don't have that. That's just sad and unfortunate. But apparently there's an episode of Cops playing out. The neighborhood bar had an issue, so PCSO is out. But they only brought one car, so it can't be so bad. And EMS showed up wheeling someone off. So
Hope they're doing well.
hope they're doing well. Best of luck to them. Hope they get the help that they need. So alas, how is everyone today? Gregory?
It's fucking Monday. But I do have some very interesting note today. You know how Facebook kindly reminds us of everything?
Sure.
4 years ago today, literally 4 years ago on this date, you all got to see our ugly fucking faces for the first time. This is the 4th anniversary of starting video.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll
That's
be
pretty
damned.
wild.
That came up today, so it was kind of interesting. I'm just like, we got to mention that since we're recording tonight.
Oh.
And by the way, for those of you who know, it's Mario Day also. It's the 10th of March, Mario. Stupid, yes, but you'll see this a week later. So that's the day that we did our first recording.
What the fuck is Mario Day?
Yeah, what?
MAR 10 spells Mario, Mario. Super Mario.
No, it spells MAR10.
Anyway. You're in IT, Scott. You've heard of the ID10T error.
I feel myself getting dumber.
Damn public school system.
Jesus.
Lawrence, how's your Monday?
It was all right until you laid that shit on me. Oh, fuck, man. I can't backpedal out of this fast enough. Jesus. No, it's typical Monday, Half the day went sideways, and the other half of the day we're paddling out of the rapids. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's the way it is for all of us. So we did a bit of an audible today. I think we were setting up having a certain cigar, but the proprietor of said establishment was nice enough to give us a cigar. Talk to me, Gregory. He handed you the cigar. God,
I hope you looked it up because I wasn't ready for that. So
damn it.
it's actually two audibles. As you all know from the last episode, we were slated to smoke the Hoya de Nicaragua. One of those. Crap, I forget what it is. Because Gorilla's not here, I called the first audible and said, hey, we're going to smoke an Artista and an Epernay. But, we get here to the shop, and as you said, the proprietor goes, hey, what are you guys smoking tonight? And Larry and I kind of went, well, what do you got? So it's the...
30 years of dealing with Ron, I recognize that lead in. He's like the little henchman in the corner. Yeah, come here. Hey, kid, come here.
So what we're smoking tonight is the Sinestro Year of the Cowboy in Maduro. Now, I haven't lit this yet because I wait until the show starts because I'm doing that for you. You out there. You. It's what I do.
You done kissing everybody's ass and you're going to finish telling us about the cigar? What are we doing?
I'm not kissing ass. I'm being nice. Can I be nice for a half a second?
No.
Jeez. So what we have here is a full-body cigar with a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper origin out of the Dominican Republic, of course, in Toro, 6x54, part of the Year of the Cowboy series. Now, because Agapian likes to keep secrets, I'm not quite sure what is within this blend.
I also know that Ron was saying that this is a limited production. It was 1,000 boxes made.
1,000 boxes.
10 count boxes.
10 count boxes. They were set a year before they were released. And then Sinestro moves a lot of product. They have a lot of cigars in their line. Apparently, a few boxes got overlooked at the warehouse, and he came to Ron with 40 boxes of these, and Ron picked up all 40. Now, I'd seen these out in the Humidor a couple weeks ago when I was here. And, I pay attention to Sinestro stuff because I like a lot of his stuff, and I like the Last Cowboy line. He has one of the few Lanceros that I'll smoke on the regular is that Last Cowboy Lancero. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty excited when Ron walked me over to those, and he goes, here, I want you to try this. So once these are gone, they're gone.
Wow.
As of right now, there are no plans to run these again, but really nice Maduro. Now, I fired this up right when Ron gave it to me when I got here because I smoke a lot slower than everybody else. But really, I would say medium to full for sure. Just super earthy Maduro. Little bit of spice on my tongue, but not a lot. So it's not you're not getting kicked in the mouth with this. We'll see how it's going with the. We got an Irish whiskey Scott and I are running tonight.
A little bit of Tilly.
Yeah, I think this would be a good beer cigar.
Yeah.
Too, but so far I'm enjoying this.
Okay, tell me something on your first light. Mm-hmm. What kind of flavor were we getting out of it upon the first light, first puff?
Actually, it was really just earthy. I didn't get any kind of spice off the first initial on it at all. It was probably quarter to a half inch in before it started getting a little peppery.
Right on, because that's what I'm getting as I lit it. I did not catch the spice. I'm figuring it's gonna once the tobacco warms up a little bit. I think I'm hit that spice.
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll see what happens.
Really kind of leathery, kind of.
It's almost like black tea on the initial light up for me.
Yeah, there
we go. I got you.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
But you're right. I was expecting some peppery because that's what I'm used to out of Sinistro, but it's not there yet.
Okay, before we continue, Sinestro or Sinistro?
It's like Cavalier, Genevieve, or Geneve. You pick.
Geneve.
You pick.
It's Cavalier Geneve.
I thought it was Sinistro, but
I thought it was Sinestro.
So, James, hit us up. Tell us which one you prefer.
Let us know, brother. Let us know. But upon first blush, this is good. I mean, they say it's full body. Maybe I've been smoking too long, but it's just a nice even cigar right now. I'm not getting that, punch. It's just okay, right on. I would say medium, but maybe I've smoked so much or again, we go back towards the trend of Maduros are designed for flavor and not for slapping you around the room. So it could be a big part of that. Greg, what are your thoughts?
I kind of got to agree with everything. It's not the stout monster that I expected it to be, but again, I'm only a quarter inch in so far, so I got time to experience it, but very even so far, very smooth. I think that a little bit more heat applied through smoking we'll see where it goes, but Sinestro, James, you pick. I think it's one of those that rarely have I seen anything in his line that he's missed.
Okay.
So it's one of those where if you hand me one, I pretty much know what to expect. I know I'm going to get a good cigar. I know I'm going to get good smoke. it's going to be a fairly even draw. So it's, he's the Davidoff of the Dominican world.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very nice. So we're going to continue smoking this. Larry, you're about halfway through. Just smoking along at the beginning. Where are you at, Greg?
Right at the beginning. I lit up just after you did.
All right, I can dig it. So what we'll do is, as we progress through the program, we're going to go ahead and tell you, what our senses are as we get to the midway point, and then, of course, down to the end to see how the flavor changes.
I'd also be curious to know that, that Teeling is not weak stuff. So I'd be curious to know how the medium to full body cigar pairs with a Teeling when you guys get a little farther in.
Well, it's the strong and the sweet, because Teeling, it's a little sweet, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot smoother than some of the Irish stuff you can grab.
Oh yeah,
and I think this pairs fairly well with that. Something with a little more bite coming out of the glass, I don't think would do as well with this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys get this. I almost get it's not a menthol note, but it's the menthol sensation on the tip of the tongue with the smoke.
That's kind of where it's at, where I'm at now. It's
what does he know about menthol?
Cool King menthol, Newport menthol. Where are we at here?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
What you know about menthol, fool?
it's the wintergreen gum, how you inhale, or the Halls, you inhale and you get that sort of cool tingle on the tip of the tongue. That's kind of what I get with the smoke on this.
I got you.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes. You both know that, you jackasses.
Well, I know that, fool. But it's just the fact that you chose menthol.
Wintergreen?
Yeah. Pepper's not the right description, but I can't go all the way around the corner to menthol though.
Anise?
I'm still laughing. This fool said menthol. That's funny shit.
But it's funny. Maduros are an interesting cigar to try to pair up with what you're drinking, because you need to contrast. I think you either need to go something that's a lot lighter than the cigar you have, or a lot heavier than the cigar you have. So you have the contrast from one to the other. Because if you get a cigar that's kind of middle of the road, and you get something you're drinking that's kind of middle of the road,
right?
It doesn't play well together. At least not for me.
So maybe like a heavy peated Scotch would be well with this?
I think something a little heavier.
Like the Lefroy, for example?
Yeah.
Lefroy's kind of peaty.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Heavy peated Scotch.
Yeah. I don't love the peaty Scotch.
Well, see, that's the problem. If that's not in your wheelhouse, doesn't really matter what you're pairing it with then.
Right.
I think something with a little more bite, whether it's Scotch or bourbon, would fare well with this, or something lighter. I think this would be good with a hazy IPA too.
Oh yeah,
because
or a stout maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
maybe a stout.
I think something a little sweeter in the beer line, would do better contrast with this.
Loomis Basin does like a mandarin orange. Do you think that would clash?
I don't know. That might be worth a try.
I'd be curious to see if it would clash with this, because part of me is like, that was kind of an adventurous undertaking. Now, what we're speaking of is Loomis Basin beer.
Yeah, brewing company right here in town.
Out here in Loomis.
Something a little more commercial that people across the states would know. Hazy little thing from Sierra Nevada. I think that'd be a good pairing with this.
There you go.
Cali Squeeze is another one.
Yeah.
Another hazy beer that's a little, fruitier, a little sweeter. I think that'd be good with this too. But this has got a great draw to it. It's burning really consistent.
Very well constructed. The biggest deal for me on a lot of cigars, flavor of course, but the construction of the cigar and the draw. most important is that draw. Because I would rather smoke a cigar which has average flavor but a good draw than a tasty cigar with a hard draw.
With a terrible draw.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of an overly thick milkshake and you're trying to pull it out of the straw. I don't want to do that.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's funny. That brings up something we were talking about beforehand. Mm-hmm. It's kind of important where you get your cigars too.
True.
How have they been cared for? Up to the point where you purchase that cigar, whether it's you walk into a brick and mortar somewhere, or you've ordered it online, or somebody's given it to you, whatever. You can bring a cigar back that's been over humidified, under humidified, whatever, but it's not easy and it takes some time.
Right.
So it's kind of important, you need to kind of pay attention where you're getting stuff. I've never had a problem, buying from the brick and mortars locally here. Most of the brick and mortars I've walked into, I haven't had a problem because this is their stock and trade. Right. So they keep control of their humidor. They keep it, temperature wise and, humidity wise where it's supposed to be. So you get you have a reasonable expectation of getting a good product out of it.
Absolutely.
So let's break for a second.
Well, let's break.
Because I just realized something.
What did you realize, sir?
Gorilla, insert Beaver Break here. I didn't lock the door.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
So, what? Now that we're back.
Meanwhile,
go ahead.
Meanwhile, back at the farm, Billy fell in the well, but Lassie's up there. He barking her head off, and no one understands
right there. It. He could have just said back at the barn and continue, but no, he just had to just make it even more unfunny.
Why not?
Please go on.
So.
I'm glad he said it.
Something that's interesting. Let's take the alcohol out of the equation for a minute.
Why?
Just bear with me for a second, because we're all coffee drinkers.
You monster.
We've been bearing with you for years, but go ahead.
Larry drinks it black. Scott and I don't. But other than coffee, if you had to choose something other than coffee, what would you pair with it?
I'd do a hazy beer.
That's a hard one. Whatever I can find in my bar at the time. Is that a satisfactory answer?
No, but it's all I'm going to get, so we'll go with that.
Oh, would you feel better if I said tea, Earl Grey?
Well,
I had never seen you drink Earl Grey, so.
You're not a vodka and fruit juice kind of guy. You don't do vodka.
Well, I do vodka.
Yes, he does. He does vodka and lemonade.
Lemonade, screwdrivers.
See, on a hot day, I think that would go.
There you go.
Decent with that.
Good man.
Vodka cranberry, But you can't transcend that. You can't go something like a bamboo and root beer wouldn't go with this.
No, cranberries for people with kidney stones.
Ouch. All righty then. Gregory, I believe we have some fan mail since we were rude and obnoxious to people on the last episode.
I also have some fan mail as well.
Well, before we get to the fan mail, let's first start off with Greg's a fuck up. I'm the lackwit, slack-jawed moron that thought we had no fan mail last week. We did.
Okay, hold on. I need you to continue with that segment. Continue.
No, that's as far as you get, asshole. So,
all those who disagree, raise your hand.
Send us email.
Holy fuck, that audience is going to turn on me real fast. So, hey, remember our friend Nathan from Texas? He emailed us a few months back. He sent us an email. I missed it. It is my fault. Nathan, I apologize. The email read, emailed you guys a couple weeks ago, so I was surprised when you said you didn't have any fan mail. Again, my fault. The next show won't be out until we've cruised. Could you offer a response via email, which I did. He said, I'm going on my first cruise next month, and I'm wondering if you gentlemen could recommend any cigar shops near the port of Cozumel. I know Larry's out because he don't go into Mexico no more, but any cigar shops that he would look at. Well, here's the thing I will say. I sent him the link to the Casa de Habano store in Cozumel because I also never traveled to Mexico and don't see any need to myself, but if you're looking for cigars outside of Cubans, there's only really one place to get because Mexico is the king of counterfeit Cubans. But at a Casa del Habano store, you're going to get real ones. You're just going to pay a shit ton for them.
Okay, let's go with this because I've been to Mexico a few times. Here's the thing. If you're just dying to get Cubans, Casa de Habanos, absolutely. There are like liquor stores and a few shops. If you're looking for like a Mexican cigar and not a Cuban, believe it or not, the Mexicans are on point with some of their tobacco. If you find something made in Mexico, don't sleep on it because it's probably relatively inexpensive.
The brand,
and it's a good smoke. I couldn't.
The brand Casa 1910 was the one we interviewed at PCA years ago.
Yeah.
That's a Mexican brand.
Yeah.
So, and that's a solid cigar.
Yeah, Casa 1910, absolutely.
And those are, if I remember right, what he was telling us, that's like a $5 cigar in Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a solid cigar all day long.
But I'll tell you right now, if you find something in Choy, Mexico, give it a try. Seriously. I mean, because they're relatively inexpensive and you might find something that you like. Because I remember in 97 when I went to Mexico and I picked up a cigar because I was looking at Cubans and they were out of their minds back then, especially in the economic strata that I was in. I was like, ooh, no, I can't spend that kind of money. It's muy caro. So I picked up, and I can't remember the name of it, but I picked it up and smoked it while I was walking across the border back to the U.S. And I was like, this is good shit. So I would suggest if you're just dying for a Cuban, don't go anywhere but Casa de Habanos. And also, we've said this a million times on the show, if there's cats on the beach selling Cohibas that are in glass cases, those are fake because Cohiba does not sell in glass cases. Those are bullshit. They might be decent cigars, but you're paying a premium for something that you think you're getting.
That you can get at the liquor store, 2 blocks inland for a third of the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a decent. Mexico's a decent place to get a Cuban. You're still going to pay money, but
But they're all Hong Kong prices. So if you're just for sure wanting to get a Cuban cigar and knowing damn well you're getting one, go to Casa de Habanos. Understand you are paying Hong Kong prices, which are just ridiculous.
That's just
now.
everywhere now.
It's like you're not going to get a Cuban cigar for cheap or at a discount or a bargain. If someone tells you they're giving it to you at a bargain or selling it to you at a bargain, it is more than likely fake. I was on a cruise back in 19, and I was in the cigar lounge on the ship, believe it or not, and a couple of cats came in, and I'm talking to a couple other people, and they said, oh, yeah, I picked up some Cubans on the beach over by the office. If you know what the office is, you know what the office is. That bar over in, not Cozumel. Where the frickin' frack am I thinking?
Mazatlan,
thank you. So, there are some cats on the beach selling quote-unquote Cubans, and this cat bought a couple of cases. They're like glass cases with maybe 4 or 5 cigars in them, and they're all Cohiba. They're not Cohiba, and the cat comes up to me and says, can you tell me if these are fake or not? And I just looked at them and said what we always say. Look, smoke them. They might be good cigars. They more than likely be okay, but you're not smoking Cubans, my friend. You got took.
So, it just is what it is.
Simple as that.
and realistically, if you didn't pay a lot for them but you still enjoy them, there's no harm, no foul there.
Yeah,
I've had a counterfeit Cuban that I was given, clearly a counterfeit. Did I tell the cat that it was counterfeit? No. it was still a good cigar.
Right.
Yeah, I've had some counterfeit Cohibas that were really nice cigars. Probably not worth the price point that somebody paid for them.
Exactly.
But still a good cigar.
Right.
So, yeah, just, find something you like and smoke. It doesn't really matter what it says on the label or what it came in.
Yep.
Yeah, and as we've said a million times, a lot of the Cubans who were making Cuban cigars have left and gone to Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, took some Cuban seed with them and grew it. So
There's good cigars everywhere, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're big time on boutique cigars, stuff off the beaten path. You're going to try some stuff you're going to like, some stuff you can do without, but don't be afraid to try stuff. Kind of go off the beaten path, because that's going to really develop your palate, and then you'll know the difference between a good cigar and an okay cigar and something that's just not quite in your wheelhouse.
Yep. So as you remember, we called out the old fuck.
Oh, Christ.
Which old fuck? You got to be specific.
The Idaho old fuck.
Okay, that fuck. Okay.
Greetings from the free state of Idaho and brothers and sisters of the leaf from the Idaho Cigar Cartel. Just checking in with you guys and letting you know that things in Idaho are doing great and that the events at the local brick and mortar stores have been fabulous, which he's right, they have. Looking forward to events that are coming up in the spring and summer months. Also a one in the fall that we need to try and get up there too. It's a pretty bitchin' party. It's My Father and Apostate at VCUT in Nampa, Idaho, and it's a bitchin' party.
When's that?
October, I believe.
Okay.
Anyway, things are doing very well for me. The Idaho Cigar Cartel sends their love to our brothers and sisters of the Leaf at the Loomis Cigar Cartel, all three of us. And by the way, Greg, I may be an old fuck, but at least I'm still here. And as an old fuck, and someday you will be happy and be blessed when you get the title of old fuck. Yeah, probably not. Then there will be welcome to the party, brother. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Tommy Elledge, a.k.a. the old fuck.
Hi, Tommy.
I can dig it. Thanks, brother.
Okay, we continue. There are several, so bear with me.
No, go ahead. You're good.
This comes from James Crusoe. He is the one up in Grass Valley.
Okay.
We got to get up
We
there
got to get up
see
there and
that
record
guy.
with this fella,
Jesus.
too. So it says, this email's titled, Rest in Peace, Hickory Bronze October.
I should have brought the goddamn hat. I did not bring
Stevie
the hat.
Wonder's back.
Goddamn right.
Listening to your most recent episode of the podcast sounds like poor Scott is getting vaccinated for his influenza. Or for his affluenza. Aha. Yeah. The bouginess is wearing off finally. If you haven't heard about the case of the guy who got off the vehicular manslaughter because he's so rich, he just didn't think the people he ran over mattered, look it up. Not guilty by reason of affluenza.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
We've heard it. Is he dumpster diving with the rest of us now? Is he poor now? I'll take back all the mean things I've ever said about him. Does he have a GoFundMe?
Hey, if we thought it'd work.
We'd do it.
You know, apparently he's an idea man. I could use more money.
Yes. He says, he is still doing better than me, but it's super sad to see the mighty fall.
Wow.
My invitation still stands for beers and checking out the private cigar lounge. If we can get on a date on the calendar, we could have a private party, and you guys could record an episode of the podcast and have my hideous ass make all of you look extra handsome if you have me as a featured guest.
Woohoo!
We need to do that on a
Yeah.
Sunday or something.
I'm
Just
good
roll
with
up
that.
there.
The owner of the lounge has tentatively agreed to open for us on a Monday.
Okay.
You could go get some beers, swing by the Phoenix Humidor, grab some stogies, and then have a private party at the Phoenix Lounge. The reason I tossed Monday out is because I believe you gentlemen record on Monday, as well as the fact that the lounge is closed, even to members.
Oh,
In other news, I'm building my own indoor cigar lounge at my house. It's going to take a while to get going. At a slim 250 and 6'4", I don't know how comfortable it will be for everybody to sit in a room, comfy couches in a 9x12 cell. I mean, bedroom in my suburban house. Anyways, keep you posted with pictures of my progress. Also getting to build my own humidor cabinet. Now, that would be cool. Please do keep us up on that. All in good time. I've told you guys before, but don't expect you to remember. I work for a multinational delivery company. We wear the brown uniforms and drive brown trucks. Wonder who that could be. Mostly we regard as better customer service over our socialist delivery service that the other ones drive in the white trucks.
Wow. I like this guy already.
Damn.
I mentioned what I do for a living because I have basically no time to do anything on work days. With enough notice, I can call in sick to accommodate our beer and cigar adventure. And on weekdays, I have been working out of my house when the lounge is done and build my custom humidor. That is really cool, James. I will get the picture to Gorilla to get it up there.
So this is what Brown can do for us.
Yes.
Okay. Now, allow me to retort. This is not a matter of me losing my affluenza, as these two can attest. I just shrunk down so we can get into more spaces other than the behemoth.
Oh, it's
And
a size issue. I see.
Yeah, it was just...
Size matters.
Size does matter.
Going that way, too, huh? All right.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get something a little smaller because driving that behemoth around, it just got kind of old. And this one, I can kind of weekend warrior it. And of course, we had to get something to haul it with. So no, I'm not getting off any fucking cheaper. Let me assure you. I've spent so much fucking money in the past 90 days. I'm like, yeah.
Doge is going to start looking at his finances.
Yeah, pretty much. Elon's coming, especially since you now have a Wi-Fi connection to his company.
Oh yeah, I do, don't I?
Yes, you do.
No, he ain't gonna mess with me. I got a Tesla.
Sig Heil.
It is not a Nazi mobile. Jesus Christ.
I'm the one with the Volkswagen.
Yeah, no shit.
Both you guys.
You got the original Nazi
I got
mobile.
the original people's car.
Hitler's Revenge.
It certainly is in the pocketbook.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Are you done retorting?
Yes, I'm done retorting.
So this fellow is a newer member to the group and listening to the show. You may have seen his posts. He came from the fellow that lives in Tennessee. He's a friend of his. Fred, I'm going to butcher your last name. So Fred Z. And this is titled No Friends.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Since you have no fans, I think we need to clear the air.
Fucking shots fired there,
Jesus
Fred.
Christ, cue the James Taylor music.
Larry, you are my spirit animal.
Oh, Christ.
Gori-
You got to pick it up a little bit, man.
Gorilla.
You got to evaluate your life fucking choices, don't
Oh,
you?
it gets goes downhill from here. Gorilla, keep doing gorilla shit.
That's about all the gorilla does is shit.
Swallow, Scott, so I can get the next part out.
Please do. Go ahead.
Scott, real men smoke Swisher Sweet wood tips.
Hey, I'll give a dude some credit. If you haven't smoked a Swisher Sweet, you don't know what a regular cigar is.
Swisher Sweets are good as hell.
Yeah.
That's it.
Greg, I have no words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Neither
Fred.
do we.
Hey, Fred, I would ask you, you've watched enough of the program that you're aware that the gorilla and I are related, right? Just, just throw that out there. Spirit animal, Jesus. That's like the fifth, sixth person that's rolled that out.
Yep.
Me. I don't think I can carry this weight much farther.
3 out of 5 stars wouldn't change a thing.
The fuck? 3 out of 5? That's like a fucking...
Sounds like me and Gorilla got a 1.5 each, and you two fuckers are...
Very likely.
Shit.
Okay.
That's like a decent motor-in score. What the fuck?
Get ready for a book.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
This is from our dear friend, Rich Denhart. Buc-ee's.
Yes!
Yes,
Dude,
my
what-
man.
I was starting to worry about this.
I
dude,
know.
Man. We hadn't heard from him in a minute.
So it says it's not all about Buc-ee's this time.
Uh-oh.
So bear with me here. Scott, Greg, Larry, Gorilla. Hope everything is well and smiling in your daily labors and cigar enjoyment. Oh, you ain't listening to enough shows, my friend. In episode 137, Larry threw down the gauntlet to listeners again, as the mailbag has been empty in recent weeks. Since my visit in August to Tobacco Republic and the Buc-ee's disruption I gleefully caused, I felt like this was a shot for me and I deserve, so I heard you, Larry.
Awesome.
My Friday night under the stars enjoying a cigar and bourbon this week was a bit of a struggle. The lovely wife infected me with her cough and cold after 2 weeks of dodging it, and I was hurting. However, my day-quilled mind felt the cigar and booze would be the tonic for my life.
My man.
Yeah.
My cigar was a Monte Cristo AJ Fernandez Toro that I found in the bottom of one of my humidor drawers. Lit it up. Hacked out a lung for 30 seconds. Took a hit of Eagle Rare Neat. Very nice. It's become my new favorite bourbon. Coughed briefly and surprised it started working. Decent stick with plenty of smoke. Solid burn. And got a little espresso up front and some spice on the back, but linear. As I listened to you gentlemen comment on the Don Diego Baby, and Gorilla experienced the exact same taste, the exact same nothing taste that happens to at least once to all cigar smokers, my cough subsided and my attitude improved. Good Lord, we're helping him improve his attitude. How bad is it, Rich?
Yeah. Oof.
Scott travel trailer crapper test ride was so predictable, and train talk brought up memories from my childhood of my uncle's short-lived obsession. Almost as much fun as the Grinch Christmas episode.
Oh, no.
All right.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to interject here. At least you listened to that episode and not the one before it, the last Christmas.
Yeah, Jesus. Where you shit on a Christmas staple. Fucking guy. Jesus. Surprised we didn't get death threats. Fucking Scott, man.
He goes on, here is my much belated apostate cigar review that I promised Larry and Greg I would do. Overall, I hate you, Larry, for introducing me to this brand. Like a new addict who hates that his dealer just got deported back to Colombia by Tom Holman's return to sender DHS team.
Wow. Whoa! You could have been more descriptive, but I'm not sure how.
Holy crap.
You warned me, but the juice was so good, and now I'm an apostate junkie.
Jesus Christ. Hey, time out. Time out. We need a break right here, Gorilla.
Oh, my
Brandon, I hope you're hearing this, my dog, because this is the effect that you get, that people have with these cigars.
It's what we do, brother.
It's what we do.
What we do.
Rich, you need to get on board with Feathered Serpent Friday. I'm trying to do that every other Friday until I run out of feathered serpents.
And until Brandon restocks them, too.
Yeah, come on, Brandon. Pull your head out of your ass and get us some more feathered serpents. But, all right,
I'll cut this section out and send it to Brandon.
Yes, it's a must.
The brand was consistently inspiring, yet each smoke was a different formula. Broadly flavored was one of the main analysis that stood out to me on these 6 sticks. Construction was fantastic with many long ashes and perfect burn cones. Damn hard to pick a favorite, but I'd say the Initiatory if you forced me.
Yep.
The flavors moved and combined so well with pepper, nuttiness, spice, and vanilla. The Desserate was good, but in a different way, one of the most artistic wrappers I've ever seen. Earthy notes with citrus, wood, and even sweet honey mixed nicely. Both box-worthy and my new precious ones. Precious! Feathered Serpent was my 3rd Candela ever, and the first one that did not taste like I was eating grass clippings, but a nice mix. The Liahona was not as mild as many Connecticut shade cigars, boasting more earth and pepper. That is absolutely true.
Yeah, 100%.
The Zarahemla was a cinnamon and sweet treat. The Sword of Laban gave me the DR cocoa, some toasted nuts, leather, and raisin even. They all are 4.5 to 5 from my perspective. Great.
Okay, hold on. Understand. This cat didn't do just one review of one cigar. He did one review of the entire lineup. Holy shit, he needs help. His family's going to give him an intervention.
Well, no, that's the thing, though. You know, he came in, with a train case full of Bucky stuff for us, and he'd heard us talking about, Apostate's line, and You can't get it out there.
Right,
And I
so
don't
you
know.
looked 'em up.
I don't know if that's changed. I'm assuming by the start of this email, he still can't get them in his local brick and mortar.
There's more to come.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So he says my only complaint on the Deseret, when I quickly read the name, I swear it said dessert. However, it actually worked with my espresso well. Old eyes are betraying me. Can't wait to try the Maroney's Trumpet and the Endowment. He goes on, my primary brick and mortar Tobacco World in Marietta, Georgia went out of business but has resurrected itself. Kevin Holloway is the manager and partners with Pablo and Emmanuel, who are the owners. If there's anything I can do to get Apostate Cigars products in the store or anywhere else in my area, I'd be grateful in stealing boxes of Fivers regularly. Rich, I think we can help you with that. We'll try to get Brandon in touch.
We'll reach out to Brandon. Let him know.
Many thanks again, Larry, for your generosity of the time and maintaining Apostate into the top of my list. I'm hooked on them and on all four of you every 2 weeks on the Beyond the Humidor. Keep me up to date on the evil pleasure regulators and the nefarious BS, as well as your entertaining lives. You have my commitment to make these emails more frequent, but less beaver focused. Thank you. But there's never an issue with too much beaver, right? I don't know. Rich Denhart.
That comes from the guy with no beaver.
Right.
Had to be said.
P.S. I just mail ordered a bunch of Apostate when I finally found a place online after many out of stock listings. Happy times.
Okay.
Oh, Rich, do me a favor. Rich,
Go ahead.
pay attention. Rich, email me your address to the email provided, which you already know what it is, and we'll get a Maroney's Trumpet and an endowment out to you.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just a note there. I know a guy. My new brother-in-law can hook me up with beaver nuggets. So I will be forever well stocked in beaver nuggets, or I could just go through Amazon, but either or. My house is usually stocked in beaver nuggets because beaver nuggets are fantastic. Beaver nuggets are amazing. And I don't care if you don't like the beaver related. I'm talking to you, not our fan. If you don't care for the beaver content is wonderful. The beaver is good. The beaver is all that's good in the world. And you need to recognize that.
And this is why we can't have female cigar manufacturers on the show, because all Scott talks about is beavers.
Okay, and okay.
Rewind back to the episode where
Fat guys, food, and football.
we're
She understood what she understood.
Yeah, once we explained it, but you were a half a second away from a handgun coming out of that woman's purse. Whoo. Damn.
It's good to be a helpful beaver.
I wish I had a still shot of the look on her face.
That can be arranged if it's on camera.
She was like, what do you say? Well, damn. No fixing that. But hey, Rich, man, appreciate the email.
Thank you, Rich.
I was honestly getting concerned a little bit because we hadn't heard from you. So
well, there's several crap. I forgot the fellow's name. Van Horn, Texas. Haven't heard back from him in a while.
yeah, it's
He's doing Texas shit.
Yeah, people got lives. I get it. But Rich, I'm glad you enjoyed those.
Thank you, Rich.
Again, man, thank you for everything you brought out for us. And please email Greg, and we'll make sure we get you the latest 2 apostates out to try, and we'll see if we can't get apostate in touch with your local brick and mortar there in Marietta. See if we can't get help you out with getting some of that stuff local.
Yeah.
Yes, most
Definitely.
In fact, let me forward that email to Brandon right now.
Yep. Now, is that our last one? Or you still got
That's
more?
the last one
Okay.
for this week.
Right on.
All right, well, we got one more.
Ruh-roh.
All right, hold on here. Let me pull it from here. All right, it's real short. It's a buddy of mine. We met in middle school out in Oxnard.
Playing craps?
No, it wasn't playing crap. We were actually playing basketball.
Is that a like Pseudonym for craps? No.
No. Jeez, you set up a crap game in a carport in Compton.
You run a crap game in Compton for 7 months, and you're a dice thrower for life.
Yeah, exactly. So my man listens to the show. He reaches out to me. It's like, hey man, when's the next show? Hey, when are you gonna bring the funny? So loves the show, and he gives me a review on Messenger. He says, here's a review. 4 guys smoking and drinking and laughing. No harm. Just being cigar drinking buddies. Loves the show.
Oh, that's nice, man. What's dude's name?
Ricky.
Ricky, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man.
No doubt, no doubt. So he had a question, and it's right up your alley, Greg. Lanceros, and we've talked about this, but I didn't want to return the message, because it's a lot to write. But, the idea of larger ring gauge versus he noted them as skinny. We are talking Lanceros. So give your view, Lancero man, and let's talk about Lanceros.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
10-4, standing by. Scotch break.
Sorry, was just reaching out to Brandon for Rich.
Ah, okay.
So, Lanceros. So, it's been done on the show before, but the brief synopsis is I was introduced to Lanceros by the proprietor of Tobacco Republic as a way to really enjoy the ultimate flavor of a cigar. The larger the ring gauge, the more filler tobaccos put in, and a lot of times the more muddy the flavor gets or the more mild the flavor gets, particularly if you get into the larger ring gauges, 60, 70, 80, etc. So if you can get a cigar, and it's not necessarily just that Lancero, which is 38 by 7. Any of the small ring gauges, Petite Coronas, Lonsdales, Lanceros, etc., have the same thing. You get more bang for your buck because you get more wrap relief, more flavor. So that's typically what the Lancero fix is. Like that Don Diego baby we smoked on the last show. Small ring gauge, less filler. For at least 3 out of the 4 of us, more flavor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the whole Lancero thing. And the thing with Lanceros that most people who don't smoke them on a regular is that they tend to smoke them real fast. They smoke them like they would a Toro or a Churchill, and they don't take the 90 minutes to 2 hours to enjoy it. They end up hotboxing it, which really muddies and makes the flavors go away. So much like, as you guys are drinking tonight, a good sipping whiskey, those smaller ring gauge cigars are sipping cigars. They're meant to be smoked very slowly to enjoy their full flavor on it. So that's the Lancero story. And for me, that's the size to get if that's what I can get.
If you're moving into a Lancero, you want to try something in Lancero, pick a wrapper leaf that you enjoy. If you're a Connecticut wrapper guy, then look for a Lancero with a Connecticut wrapper because it's going to enhance that Connecticut.
Right.
But anything else, if you're a Maduro guy, there's some great Maduro Lanceros.
No doubt.
I like the middle of the road stuff in Lancero. Sumatra,
Cameroon.
Oh, Cameroon.
Cameroon, I think, is my favorite for Lancero.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy Cameroon wrapper leaf very much. Here's one I'll throw out there. I want somebody to do a Candela in Lancero.
Illusion does.
Really?
They do the Holy Lance in Candela and in Petite Corona. Little grassy for me, but it's not.
Okay, I didn't know they did that in Lancero. I've had the Petite Corona. Not a fan.
So I think what we need to do, Brandon, is a Feathered Serpent Lancero.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for a small house, to pull off a second Lancero.
Right.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen something from Fuente in that, or even Sinistro. Because he's not doing a Lancero in that.
Well, the Lance, you've done the 2012 Lancero, right? The barber pole?
Yes.
That's not a full Candela, but that's pretty damn close.
It's pretty close, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd be worth a try, even if somebody were to do it. A short run, do 500 boxes, 10 count boxes. Let's just try it out.
Yeah.
But here's me, with no money invested, going, hey, you fuckers ought to do this. I get it. I'm sure somebody's going to listen to this and go, that son of a bitch doesn't know a goddamn thing about what he's talking about.
Well, you were talking about like the Maduro Lancero. One of my favorite Maduro Lanceros is the Airbender Lancero from LFD.
Yeah.
You would expect it to be a powerhouse kick in the teeth, and that's typically what you expect from La Flor Dominican. But in this case, you've got that beautiful, bold flavor, but it doesn't have the kick in the teeth power because they don't have as much double ajero as the rest of them do.
They're not pushing all that double ajero at you with that. And that's why I like the Cameroons, because there's, you're getting very, little filler. You got a hell of a lot of Cameroon wrapper.
Yeah.
Something that was all Cameroon would be amazing, but
Well, for the Christoph fans in the room in the show, the Cameroon Lancero, when you find it, try that one, because that is one of Christoph's crowning achievements, in my opinion.
I got 2 of those left.
They're still here.
Yeah, I know.
And apparently, according to John, it's regular production now.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
That's good to know. Yeah, definitely.
I'll smoke the 2 I have and get some more then, because I've been kind of pacing those out.
Yeah, I need to get more figurados. And I know they're not Lanceros, but those figurados are just fucking amazing. I need to get another box.
Yeah, that's a great morning cigar.
Yeah.
It is.
So I hope that helped answer his Lancero questions.
Yeah,
All right.
It's
Big
one
man,
where
keep listening.
Yeah, it's one of those where if I can find it in Lancero, I'm going to gravitate, especially if it's a line I've not tried before, but I want to. I'm going to gravitate to the Lancero first before I try the larger ring gauges.
Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate your enthusiasm on that, but if it's something I haven't done at all, and then I'm coming in, middle of the road somewhere.
You're typically going either the Toro or going to a 6x60 if they have it.
If it's something I've never had before, I'd rather do a Toro, because I think for me that gives you kind of the best of both worlds. You're going to get, you're going to find out what the wrapper is, but you're going to find out what their filler is too.
Yeah.
And then I can go up or down, depending on what they have in that line.
Yeah, I've been in this like double Corona and Robusto phase, man. It's just like it's big enough where
You mean Corona and Robusto?
yes, Corona.
Because I say I've never seen you smoke a double Corona.
I've smoked a couple of double Coronas, but yeah, Corona as well as Robusto, especially Robusto. Actually, I've just gravitated towards those these days, just as an element of time.
Well,
So-
and then yeah, that train left the station way too early. Scott, you and I are approaching halfway through versus Larry's almost a third done. I still have not gotten the strong pepper note. I've got this nice, warm, earthy, the black tea note's gone. It's more of a baking spice sort of note.
Yeah, it's definitely not peppery. That was not the right terminology, but there is a little bit of tingle on the tongue.
I'm not getting
You're not
it.
getting it?
No, I'm not getting it. It's good. It's just a matter of I'm not getting. When someone says spice, I expect a lot of spice, and it may be very, very subtle, but I'm not quite getting that. But I'm just getting, like I said, good smoke.
Yep.
And it's as Don Meredith said in the Lipton iced tea commercials, it's dandy tasting.
Yep. Yeah, it's got a good flavor to it, and it's burning very well.
Yeah.
Haven't had to touch this at all, and that's not normal when we're doing this much talking. I'm
Yeah.
usually having to touch it up.
Well, and you're coming up to nearly 2 hours into it too for you.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yes.
So,
Me likey.
no, this is a good one. I'm glad Ron pointed us this direction.
No doubt. Thank you, Ron. Oh, on another note, if you listen to the last show, I'm 2 days away from that thing that every male over 55's got to do. And this is my last day of eating until Wednesday late morning or early afternoon.
The homicidal maniac is coming out.
Yeah, colonoscopy. So tomorrow I can have nothing but broth, which I won't have. So it'll be Jell-O and popsicles and water all day. And then in the evening, I get to drink the stuff to Drano me out.
Jell-O, popsicles, and water until they move you to the main line, huh?
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be fun tomorrow. It definitely isn't. When I get home, I'm going to make myself some tacos. That's my last meal until Wednesday, late Wednesday morning, early afternoon.
34 tacos down. Here we go.
And for those of you that are interested, we've made a deal with Scott's doctor. The video will be to follow.
Yeah.
No one wants to see that. I don't think there's going to be much trouble.
We sounds like a whole lot of people there, Hoss.
Uh-huh.
We did not have a goddamn thing to do with that.
No, that's probably not happening. Yeah, I talked to a buddy of mine who's a gastroenterologist, and he just laughed his ass off. He said, good luck drinking that shit.
Yeah. It's nice when everybody across the spectrum knows that this is just, the worst possible thing you can do to yourself as far as drinking that crap. But
yeah.
God bless.
I think I'd almost want to get like a friggin' stent before drinking this crap. I should even put that out in the universe.
No,
Yeah,
why did you do that?
In light of what happened last year when I thought,
Backpedal,
shit.
backpedal.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, let me take that back from the universe.
So we about covered everything, haven't we?
I think we have. Mm-hmm. We're gorilla-less, which saddens me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's off doing gorilla shit.
Yeah.
So
We didn't talk about Saturday night. Were we going to talk about that?
Oh, yes. You guys went out Saturday night. Wife and I went to Pizzeria Luba, and you guys were doing your community service.
Yeah, we had our ankle monitors cut off, and Greg and I, my missus, and the gorilla.
Don't forget the Sandvosses.
And the Sandvosses, who if you've religiously followed us, are Yard Dog Coffee. We went to
they went too?
Yeah.
Shit.
We went to the Nevada County Sheriff's Association fundraiser dinner. It's my third year, up in Grass Valley. So, customer of mine, her husband is sergeant up there. Great people, and it's a blast. And the venue's a little rough to pack that many people in. We're at an Elks Lodge, and the average age of an Elks member is 109. So, the bar line don't move super fast, but
Oh yeah, I remember that from the last time I went.
Yeah, it was a little tough, but Miss Daisy won a handgun in the table raffle, as I bought a table this year, so we got playing cards you threw into the mix for that, and she won a .22 automatic. And then we were in need of a gun safe. We have guns. We do not have, up until Saturday, we did not have a gun safe.
Oh, I didn't know you won the safe.
Well, yes, and that wasn't a raffle. That was a live auction deal. So it was, it was paired. It was all right, It was paired like they pair that stuff. So
yeah,
Springfield 911.
Not bad.
Springfield EMP.
Yeah, EMP 911.
Yeah, the little compact one. Really nice handgun.
I need a new gun. I don't really need a new gun, but
You want a new gun.
I kind of want a new gun, but
Yeah, it's March. You need a new gun.
yeah, I just can't figure out what I really want. I can't have in California.
So
Give it time. You're moving.
So we got that, the gun safe, and the that also came with a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label. So
It's a beautiful limited edition bottle too.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right
pretty
on.
sharp. So we'll bring that down, and we'll be drinking that on the podcast here. Probably the next one.
Right on.
But so it was live auction. So Miss Daisy got to bid live auction on that back and forth. So she got a kick out of that, and so we bought a gun safe and a Springfield EMP.
And then Gorilla, of course. You've you've got the auction.
Yeah.
You've got the raffle for the firearms, which I was one ticket away from a beautiful Henry Big Boy 357 lever, Golden Boy.
Yeah, that was the nicest gun.
Yes, it was.
That was beautiful.
So
and probably 2/3 of the gun raffle tickets went in that box.
In that box, yeah.
That box was stuffed.
So
Wow.
But they've got this CO2 powered Thompson air rifle.
Okay.
You know, the pellet air rifle.
Oh, yeah.
So they announced that this is the raffle, and I'm thinking it's an air rifle. Woohoo, big fucking deal. And I'm like, woo, what a great prize to win. And Gorilla turns to me and goes, after I win this, I'm not going to let you play with it. And sure as shit,
literally the next thing you hear in the room is the fucking auctioneer call out the Gorilla's number.
And Gorilla's waving his hand around like a fat kid at an ice cream buffet.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it was hilarious.
I don't know what was funnier, Gorilla waving his arms or the look on Greg's face when it called Gorilla's number. That was by far the funniest thing that I've seen in a while.
Jeez.
But, it's good food. It's 2025 size shrimp, and they keep bringing them until you tell them to stop. And, Larry and I are the two at the table eating shrimp like two little fat kids.
How were they prepped?
Cooked.
Jeez it. So
fried, grilled,
cooked, steamed.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
So, and I told Gorilla this today. The nice thing about that fundraiser is if you didn't get enough to eat, it's your fault. It's your goddamn fault. Because they will bring you shrimp and tri-tip and garlic mashed potatoes to the table as long as you're eating.
Yeah, and it's
bread.
It's a whole tri-tip per table every time they bring a tray.
Jeez.
So
they are actively looking for another venue for next year.
I might go next year.
Because it was packed. I mean, but the problem is you're talking Grass Valley, Nevada City. There's not a lot of big venues.
No, there's not. I preferred the first year when we were at the Grange Hall there at in Grass Valley versus the Elks Lodge. But my boss and his wife even want to join us next year.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, and I look forward to that one. There's a couple that we try to do, and sometimes some of that stuff's cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
Well, it's the one in Lincoln that they had a couple of years ago, right after the Crime Stoppers crab feed, where they auctioned off that Glock 17 that someone, I forget the method of which they put onto the handgun, but it was in commemoration of Trump's 45th presidency.
Oh, yeah, it was
Cerakote.
Yeah, electroplate.
Yeah, electroplated Cerakote. I mean, it had the presidential seal. It had Trump's name on it. I mean, it was beautiful. And I think a little old lady won it for like $4,500.
Well, and like this year, I've been thinking about it, that striper fishing trip that they offered, that would have been a fun one.
Yeah.
Had they had a goose hunting or a duck hunting one, I probably would have been on that in the live auction. But they had some good. The prizes this year were pretty damn good, I thought. And
that's some solid stuff. And it's the nice thing, about that community up there. They support really well up there. Nevada, they did a great job.
Sadly, there was my main auction item I wanted was not there this year, but there was no puppy this year.
Really?
Really?
You were looking forward to that.
I know. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get a new puppy. I'll buy all 52 cards for that deck and just say, hand me the dog. So no show mascot yet, but we're working on it.
Greg with a puppy.
Can't be any worse than Scott and Sue with two Aussies.
Our Aussies are fine.
Yes, they are.
Don't call it. Don't pick on our Aussies.
Larry?
I got nothing.
But, it was a good event. And like you said, they support their boys in blue, or in their case, green. But, it's just it was a fun event. And then, you and I've got the one, which I'm still working on my employer. We've got the Frank Crandall Foundation Swing for the Kids golf tournament in September.
Yep, and that's for Shriners Hospital. Frank's also a cigar smoker, so we'll have to get him in here between now and then to talk about that event.
Cool.
I've been doing that for a long time with Frank, and it's out at Rancho Marietta Country Club.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool golf course. If you're up here in the Northern California area and you golf and you haven't played Marietta, you should probably look at doing that. It's a pretty nice course. And Frank's events are always cool, and we have a good time. We drive around in a golf cart, and they don't poach us at a hole. They let me get in a golf cart and drive laps around this thing like 4 times.
Is it a 2 or 4 cart?
It's a foursome. If you're playing, it's a foursome. For Larry and I, it's a 2. So Larry and I cram into this little cart with a humidor of cigars and pass out cigars and just have a fun afternoon.
Well, if you manage to get a 4 cart, I'd love to go. If not, it's all good. We'll
squeeze Frank for 2 carts this year.
Shit.
Oh, so
yeah, did you hear that, Frank? It's all may have to rent my own goddamn carts, but
wait, how would that work? So it's like 2 carts are rolling up on people. Hey, you want some cigars?
No, dude. You don't have to roll up to people and go, hey, you want cigars? You just roll around and people go, yo, cigar guys.
Oh, yeah, they chase me down.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, I want a bunch of people chasing me in a car. Insert joke here.
Larry, neither one of us have been beaned by a golf ball yet, so we're doing pretty good.
We got close, though.
Oh, yeah. Dad and I played Morgan Creek one day, and by meaning I played, I drove the golf cart for Dad and smoked cigars. And most of you that golf, if you do listen to the program and you golf, you know that you always come up even with the guy that's swinging. You don't get in front of him. You're either behind him or even. We're even. This cat catches the ball off the club of the toe and literally shoots it 90 degrees away from him. It bounces in and all around in the inside of our cart with Dad and I sitting in it, shoots out the other side. Didn't hit either one of us. Don't know how the fuck that happened.
Let me tell you something as far as me and golf go. I got invited to Pebble. Any golfer would wet their pants if they said, hey.
Did you play Pebble?
Fuck no. I don't play golf. I suck at it. So when my buddies were out playing golf, I just hung out at the clubhouse and drank. It's like, you're not coming with us? It's Pebble. Yeah, I suck at golf, so no, I'm not going to be swinging at a little white ball, like looking suck-filled, walking through freaking Pebble Beach looking for my ball. That's quite okay.
I got to drive my boss and his wife around Torrey Pines a couple of times.
Oh, that's a beautiful course.
Did you have a cute little chauffeur's cap?
No, I had one of the big straw hats.
Yeah, you go.
You know, like a lifeguard.
Or like the humongous cowboy hat.
I'd have wore a sombrero if I had one, but I didn't have one.
We can arrange that for Frank's tournament.
I did have the big straw, lifeguard hat though. Yeah, I worked before I moved up here from SoCal. I worked for a country club, and we got golf privileges at other courses around San Diego County and up into Orange County too. And our general manager and his wife were both decent golfers. They were pretty good golfers. And our maintenance guy, the head of the maintenance department, was a good golfer. And they'd always, you got to come golf with us. I'm like, no, golf is just men in ugly pants walking. That's all that is. You get 3 cocktails in me by the 4th hole, I'd be laying on the green trying to shoot it in like a pool ball. This is not a good idea.
I'd probably do better if I did that.
Yeah, but I guarantee you I would.
But go back to Frank's gig for a minute. It's usually on hole 10. That cat that does the Bloody Marys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Christ.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the mortgage guys that comes out, because Frank's in real estate, so there's a lot of realtors, a lot of ancillary,
There's drinks at every hole.
People that, work in and around the real estate industry, which is how I got involved because I do signs for realtors. There's some crazy stuff out there. But it's a good time, man. We have a blast every year. Since COVID, there's not near as many golf tournaments. There's not as many companies putting those on, but so really try to enjoy the ones that are out there. So look forward to coming and seeing you, Frank, and we'll get you in here to smoke a cigar and talk about the tournament.
Yeah. We also need to get a hold. One of the ones I think would be fun to do too is get the brewer from LBB in here and talk beer and cigars.
Well, we need to talk. I need to reach out to him also, and I haven't been out there in a while, and I haven't seen him. The brewer from Granite Bay Brewing is also a cigar guy.
Oh, there you go.
And I want to talk to him. We need to all three go out there, and I want to talk to him about maybe setting up behind the building in the back parking lot, and just
Do a show there instead.
not, even if we're doing segments, but just out there smoking cigars.
Yeah.
Because
I
we'd
like
be
the idea of a
outside.
show.
We'd be outside. We'd be far enough away that it wouldn't bother regular customers. you know.
Right.
But
As long as you're 20 feet away from the building.
he does some parking lot events out there that are pretty cool. He has some great food trucks that come out there. For those of you in the Sacramento area, it's Douglas and Auburn Folsom in Granite Bay Brewing. They have some great beers.
And the other one I think we ought to do this year and actually take the mobile rig out and do a couple of spots for a future show is Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one. Talk to some of the car guys out there that have really cool
most
cars.
definitely.
Yeah.
That would
There
be
used to be a
badass.
guy. It was I don't know if it was a father, son, uncle, nephew, what it was, but in years past there used to be guys out there selling cigars. Now the last 2 or 3, 4 years there hasn't been anybody out there. Really since COVID, that kind of changed. That kind of changed the whole dynamic and all that stuff.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, I gotta get something. I don't know what we're gonna drive out there this year. I don't know if it's gonna be the wife's 60. I don't know if I'm gonna have the gas truck running by then. But I got a line on a guy to come in and do some work on that.
You going to trick it out or just keep it stock?
I'm gonna keep it stock, but we're gonna pinstripe it, and it's gonna be passing gas, is what we're calling that thing.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. Give me about 2 minutes. Just want to talk about one of the other gigs I'm involved in. I've been working on this for about 2 years. Now, Pat Walsh has been a guest on our show a couple of times, and I've been working with Pat. He's been my mentor for a couple of years, and this year I will be subbing for Pat's show when he is on vacation. So
Oh, nice, man.
I did my first show. It was actually half of his show. He has a 3-hour show on KFBK, the Pat Walsh Show, on KFBK 1530 and 93.1. And I will be subbing for him. I did half of a show a couple of weeks ago, and I'll probably be doing another one. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook and let you guys know when I'm on the show. I'm a little more restrained because FCC regulations, so you won't get I won't be going as how they say blue.
There we go.
Well, another thing too is when that does happen, let me know so I can get the links up on the next show that we record. So, and even the last one that you did, if you remember the date, we'll get the links up for this so you guys can take a listen. And if you want to check out Pat's program, there's two.
Yeah.
You've got the Pat Walsh Show, which is available
On iHeart.
on iHeartMedia app. Just download that to your phone. It's free. You can also check out the Pat's Peeps podcast. He does a almost daily show every day for about a half hour, talking about music and anything that's on his mind. It's a great program to listen to. So, get out there and check him out too. I think you'll really enjoy his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're local, he really focuses on local merchants, trustworthy, great people. So check out patspeeps.com, and he's got a list of folks that he supports. So if you get the opportunity, and if you're a music fan, because Pat has, he's got a wall full of 45s.
Probably 5,000 records.
Yeah, 5,000 records. And Pat's a music guy. You can sit up with Pat and talk about any genre all day.
Yeah, he'll keep you He'll give you information you didn't even know you needed.
Yeah, I was over at Pat's the other day, and we were talking music. We were talking George Clinton and talking about, different styles, how he kind of departed a little bit back in the early 90s for a particular song, and I knew the exact song he was talking about. It was just
Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah. But
Look at Greg. Greg's like, huh?
yeah, exactly.
Dude, Greg listens to a couple of genres, and that's about it. My music knowledge is so infantile, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, if it's not opera or has a banjo, Greg doesn't know much about it.
Too true. I mean, it's one of the highest compliments I can pay to Pat, and I tell him this all the time. When I'm in my car, I listen to satellite. I listen to Prime Country on Sirius XM, and that's predominantly what I listen to if I'm not listening to an audiobook or something else. But when I know I'm in the car and Pat's on Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 Pacific time on the iHeart app or on KFBK, I'll listen to him in my car. But I don't listen to terrestrial radio unless it's Pat. Yeah. And it's the highest compliment I can give Pat because his show is just flat out entertaining.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job.
No doubt.
But there was something interesting, too, about the charity feed, too. A couple of the raffle prizes were donated by Paradise Signs, and they were bitching. One was an American flag print on aluminum, I believe, and the other was a thin blue line. So if that's your thing, reach out to Paradise Signs. That's Larry's business, and he's got all kinds of cool stuff that he can make for you guys.
Yeah, we know a guy. He's hooked me up with a couple of good ones.
Well, we don't know much, but what we do know, we know well.
Right.
All right, guys, you're coming down to the end of these. How you thinking on this cigar?
Fantastic.
I'm thinking I'm slightly pissed off at James because this is a limited run because this is a damn good cigar.
Yeah, it's solid. It's not getting hot.
It's not.
You're not getting that burned. That kind of musky, charcoaly flavor.
Oh yeah, when the tobacco heats up too much.
Yeah, definitely nothing like that on this. This is a great stick.
Flavor's just solid all the way through. Incredible construction. Sinistro's a line that if you're not checking it out, you should be.
Yep. That's one that no matter where you are in your journey, palate wise, what you're into, if you can't find something in Sinistro's line that fits the bill, you're not smoking the right cigars, guys.
Exactly. Well, obviously empty, so I think it's about that time. So, Greg, take me home. You gotta wait until I say take me home and then you cue the music.
Look, Gorilla fucking usually does this shit, okay?
He gorilla fingered the gorilla's job.
Apparently so. So, as you can see, because I like to demonstrate, this whiskey glass is empty and my cigar is getting to the nub. So it's about that time. I want to thank you for joining us. And on behalf of Substitute Gorilla, or what I would call Dollar Tree Gorilla, and Larry, myself, thank you for listening. Check us out at LumenCigarCartel.com. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Big thank you for those folks who sent us fan mail. Keep the fan mail coming. Love you listening. I'm Scott Robinson, and on behalf of all of us, we look forward to chatting with you on the next episode. But until then, stay healthy and safe as always, and good smoke, good drink, and good life. Take care, everybody.
You do realize I'm more gorilla from wish.com.
Yeah, no, man. DTG, Dollar Tree Gorilla. Right there. That's going on the business cards.
That needs to be a shirt. We got to come out with different shirts with different themes. And I think Dollar Tree Gorilla would be excellent. That would be a counter to Gorilla Industries.
You do the artwork. I got the link for the shirt.
I don't do artwork, brother.
No, but we know someone who does.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we'll have the gorilla do the own shirt.
Oof.
Yes.
Although you look more like Bill Dotrieve, so we got to do a Greg. What is it? Greg Dotrieve shirt. I think that'd be fantastic. Ooh, we could do a King of the Hill mockery.
Oh.
It's like there's four of us.
Gorillas, Bobby.
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah, that would make you Hank. What's wrong with being Hank? Hank's cool.
Yeah, let's go with cool.
I like
Jackass.
Hank. I'm still looking forward to the reboot of King of the Hill this year.
Is there anybody? There's no blacks on King of the Hill, is there?
Well, there was the minister in one episode, and then there was the person who was from the church who was fixing a water heater, and they thought that Hank's dog was racist.
And I'll tell you something right there.
Oh yeah, and the football coach for Tom Landry Middle School.
Tom Landry. Jesus Christ. All right, we're out of here, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
On that route, click.